a title to it. He's just going to tell you a little bit about himself. And doing his first speech, coming to the stage, is Chris Clark. Give him a hand, all right?
My fellow Toastmasters, guests, hope you're all well today. My name is Chris Clark. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Battle Creek, Michigan, cereal city capital of the U.S. As a kid, I loved waking up early in the morning and smelling cereal in the air. To me, that's awesome. To you, you probably think that's disgusting. Either way, I loved it. Like most kids growing up in the 90s, I loved Michael Jordan. I had his shoes, his socks, his jersey. Anything you can think of from Michael Jordan, I had it. The problem was, when we went on spring break, I'd go watch the Orlando Magic versus New York Knicks, and I'd wear my Michael Jordan stuff. And everybody would look at me and say, son, are you at the wrong game? Looking back on that, I'm sure my parents were pretty embarrassed. As I've grown up, I feel there's two major events that have shaped my life. The first was in the 7th grade. I played every sport possible, from football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and tennis. I would have probably played curling, but they didn't have it. It's my favorite Olympic sport to watch, actually. I'm this close to the TV. So I came home, and I said, Dad, I want to play basketball. I think that's where I need to play. And he said, are you sure? I'm going to let you think about it. A couple minutes later, he said, son, and he smiled. I'm like, great, I'm going to get to play basketball. He said, you're no good at basketball. I laughed. He said, no, son, you suck. And I laughed again. And so one tear came down my eye, or maybe a lot of tears, the waterfall, I'm not sure. That's the only part I really don't remember. But he also said that, son, if you stick to tennis, it's going to take you to places you've never been before. And so from 2004 to 2008, I had a tennis scholarship at the University of Toledo, up north, the Rockets. In 2006, I had another moment that really shaped my future. I got kicked out of practice for the first time ever. And my coach pulled me aside and said, you know, you're giving half effort on the tennis court, you're giving half effort in the classroom, and it's not going to work out well. He said, there's no shortcuts in life to any place worth going. He said, if you give poor effort, you get no results. If you give good effort, you get poor results. If you get excellent effort, you get good results. And then if you're outstanding, if you stand out, if you're phenomenal, that's when you separate yourself from everybody else. And so I listened to that, and so I decided to make some changes. I decided to use tennis to get me to where I wanted to go. So I started doing better in school, stopped partying, I stopped looking at as many girls. No, I still looked at a lot of girls. But I made some changes. So the ability for me to hit a tennis ball landed me in grad school. And the school actually offered me a position as an assistant for the women's tennis team. And in return, they would pay for all my grad expenses, as well as give me a summer job as a head pro at a country club in Toledo. So that was a great gig. Like most college students or grad students, when you finish, and I finished in May of 2011, I didn't know what to do next. Being ambitious and veering away from what I think I'm good at, I applied for a job at Jack Daniels. So I love to drink, I love Jack, I love Jack and Coke. Why not try it? So on the interview, I was qualified for the job. Okay? There was one major problem, and obviously I didn't get the job. I knew more about the flavors of alcohol than I did about the job I was applying for. So that became a big problem. So they were really impressed, like, wow, you know, it's unbelievable how much experience you have with our brand. So tell us about how it relates to the job. And I said, you know, I just like Jack. Let's say I didn't get the job. But venturing back into what I thought I was good at, I realized that maybe I need to go back to use tennis. So I felt like I've always used Gatorade. I drink lots of Gatorade, and I play tennis. So an opportunity became available at Gatorade. And so I took it, and it related right to me. It's close to my heart. So since September 2011, I've been doing market development for Gatorade. So I target colleges, high schools, and pro sports. And it's amazing looking back on everything I've done and to see how a little tennis ball and how my dad telling me, son, you suck, can bring me a long way into being good at something I never thought I'd be good at. So if I had one word of advice or to say anything to you guys, it would be to use what you're good at, execute on it, and just like me, it'll open doors and dreams to places places you never thought were possible. Thanks.